Hi, Irina. How are you? Oops. Cancel all. Let's hope this. Is it going to work?
It's gonna work.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
For the first time, I'm early and it actually worked. You know?
Hello, Sierra.
Things are looking up.
Just so you know, Colin Creative.
Yes.
What is that noise?
What noise?
It was like a vibrating noise. Is that you? Is that me?
I have no idea. I don't hear anything.
Oh, okay. Colin Creative. Her name is actually Sierra.
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 Okay.
Do you guys hear?
Sierra.
It's
Do you
good.
hear like a vibrating or
Don't touch
something?
anything. Don't touch it. Oh yeah,
Okay.
dude, we can have a blast with it. I'll help you out as much as I can. So that was a text just from Mike just now.
Oh.
So that 10-day challenge idea,
Yes.
like this, after I got off the phone with you, all of a sudden my head just went nuts. Oh, it's Sarah. I thought it was Sierra's. Okay. So poof, poof. Like it just got big.
Is that right? Like, what are we talking? How do you want to share it or not really?
We'll wait. We'll wait for people to come in.
Okay. Okay, good. I wonder, do you still hear it?
No, it's good.
Okay. We're good.
Yeah. Hello, Trisha.
Trisha, how are you?
We better get the poll going, hey?
Yes, sir.
Stop. Poll for tonight, right up here. Make sure you go and click on the poll and make sure you put your vote in there. We've got 5 minutes. No, wait. Shit. I put it for a minute. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to redo it. Give me 1 second. I don't know what the deal is. Normally it lets me pick how long it's going to be, but it's only a minute. So get up there, click on the poll, make sure you vote for what your answer is. So right up here, poll, give a vote. You want to know what the question is today there, Ashby?
Oh, hit me, yeah.
I come to these live casts for the blank.
I like that.
Community, information shared. I'm not sure. Other, comment below.
I like that.
All right, where were we at here?
I like that you're making some headway with your idea because I feel like I'm curious which direction this is going. But
Well, it was especially after his live this morning where he started talking about it a little bit but ran out of time.
yeah.
Then my head started going a little bit bananas. Okay, so since I messed up something else, because I wanted the poll to be 5 minutes, but it was only a minute. But here are the results. Do you want to know?
Let's hear it.
So we've got 60% for community, 40% for the information shared. No one said, I'm not sure, and no one said other. But in the comment section below, if there is another reason that wasn't included in the poll, why you guys show up to these live casts, drop it in the comments. Let's get some conversation going while Tamara works on doing her ab crunches for her fingers.
That girl, yes.
What do you got there? Is that a blackboard behind you? And did you put a dollar and a dream up behind you?
This is actually just a sign I made, and but I do have my whiteboard, so I'm gonna start getting into some whiteboards. You know.
Attaboy. Do you
So,
want to? Are you going to tell the group what that sign is all about?
Well, I'd like to get into this maybe tomorrow or something. But long story short, I'm getting real close, and I had an idea come to me as I sort of worked through a roadblock, an obstacle for myself, and things since, like, I guess over the last couple of weeks have been really like I'm putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, and I've kind of been in overdrive the last little while. So I haven't been too content based, but hey Mel, what's happening? But I've been having some great conversations within this community and gaining even more insight. So like I'm getting there, but I've truly been in overdrive, just practicing, I guess you could say, seeing if the skill that I feel I have and that I want to build and work on is actually useful for this community, and it's turning out to be really really useful. And I look forward to the next chapter. It's kicking off real soon.
We're all looking forward to hearing about it, my man. While I jump back in the comments section before we really get rolling, let's make sure we get those hearts up over 1,000. Like we've set some pretty high standards here over the last couple of sessions, so
I'll say, like, I never really paid that much mind to it, but man, when I do, it's pretty impressive. This, you said it in a video after we hung out yesterday, and oh shit, this community really truly is unreal. Jenna, what's happening, girl?
unreal. So Courtney's in the house. Sarah, not Sierra, got that one wrong. We've got Arena in the house.
It's nice to have a name to put to you, Cullen Collective. So Sarah, it's nice to meet you. You've been incredible. And I think we just started following each other recently, so it's wicked. I appreciate these for this. Ian, what's happening? Irina?
Tamara actually voted other, but it didn't pop up. So she said A and B. So she didn't want to commit to one or the other. Did you
Oh,
see my vote? I voted other. Guess it didn't appear. We've got Microgreens Business in the house tonight. We've got Mel. So exciting. You helped me, Ashby. Attaboy, Ashby. Ian's in the
okay.
house. Hey, Jenna's feeding our egos here. Thank you, Jenna.
Jenna, you're incredible. All y'all are incredible. Trisha, I can't wait to share as much as you can't wait to hear about it. I'm jacked up, and I appreciate you.
I think we're all excited to hear. Oh, I looked down for a couple of minutes and we're already up to 2.5K, so that's pretty good. Why don't we get the show rolling tonight there, Ashby? People are
I
rewarding us. Let's get going.
I woke up to Tamara's finger post, and it was a great way to wake up this morning.
She actually posted that and then sent me a message and said I had to. And I'm like, perfect. I love it. I love it.
Tamara, we love you.
We definitely love her. Okay, time ticking. Thank you, Jenna. So maybe before we get rolling on everything, maybe just down below, I'm wondering. So just give me a yes or a no, thumbs up if you have your niche figured out, thumbs down if you do not have your niche figured out or you haven't figured it out quite yet. Because I think we're just trying to determine if you guys want to talk about niche stuff or if you guys are pretty dialed in there. So if you've got it figured out, thumbs up, just like microgreens. If you don't, thumbs down. So while we're waiting for people to kind of give us some feedback on that, Ashby, why don't I talk about what I did today?
I can't wait to hear an update, man.
It's um it's not going to be as thick as it has been in the past. I think we've got a lot of most people have got the niche thing figured out.
I like that. I really do.
And what if we
Because it
have the
wasn't.
niche figured out, but thinking about one more as well? Ooh, that's a good. I'm going to come back to that, Irina. I think that's a good conversation for today. So why don't I just write that down and we're going to come back? That's a great question. 3.6 likes and keep. Oh man, we are flying. We're at
So,
4.1 already, dude.
Scott, you'd know better than me, but Microgreen's business coach, obviously he's in Mike's group there too. Is that Mike? Is that Mike 2.0 there?
That is Mike.
Okay,
No,
Mike.
not Mike 2.0. That is Mike, his own Mike.
That's
It's micro greens Mike. It's a
Microgreens Mike. He stands alone. Yes, Mike. Appreciate you, Mike. I just wanted to
different
confirm there, man.
different brand altogether.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Courtney, thank you for sharing. Anyone, hey, if you guys like what we're doing here and you guys want to share it with everyone, go ahead. We welcome that. One day we're gonna hit 20K. I think why not wait for any day? Why don't we do it today? Um, micro micro Mike. Yeah,
Micro
exactly.
Mike. I dig it. Yeah.
Thumbs up as of last night. Huge shout out to Ashby and walking it through with me. Ah, Ashby,
Oh,
serving the community. Love it.
Heather and I had a great conversation. I appreciate you, sister. I really do. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
great to hear. Okay, so I'm gonna run through just a quick update on what I was working through today
Let's
because
hear it. Quick little story time with Scott. Hit me with a little update, buddy.
no story time. It's just the update for the work
Okay.
today. I
Okay, good.
actually might have story time, but we'll see if it kind of works into it. Um, so, like I mentioned yesterday, I was working on my VSL script, so my video sales letter script. Was hoping to kind of get behind the camera and start filming some stuff, and I did last night, but it was just a mess.
It's a
Like,
tough one. It honestly is. It's a tough one. And we talked a little bit about like the relevance. I feel like it's a big piece of the pie. It's important.
well, you know what I thought to myself last night was like, I could probably do a video sales letter better in here talking to you guys than I was getting it out being all by myself.
Yeah.
Like, again, going back to the conversation we've had a little bit around here lately, like regular posts and just getting behind the camera, scripting, shooting, and then, editing. Not so much, like, not where I'm most comfortable. I'm most comfortable sitting in here, just having a conversation, letting my personality kind of flow, right?
Yeah.
So I found the same struggle last night when I sat down to shoot that video. It was just herky jerky. It didn't feel right. Every time I'd play it back to myself, I'd be like, fuck this, delete, start over. And
Yeah.
I finally had to just stop and go to bed because I was just so frustrated.
I,
So
I
we'll
get there too, where it gets to a point where it's just like this ain't happening. It just gets worse before it gets better.
exactly. It was a train wreck. It was a mess. Um, Sorry, real quick. So Ashby going to be the niche expert. That's from Jenna. Got my TikTok banner done. Thanks for that video. No problem, Mike. I'm glad that it helped you. I talk too fast, Jenna. I feel you, Scott, from Mel. I do the same thing. Hey, Mark. Mark's in the
Mark,
house.
good to see you, Mark.
Yeah. You have two phones, so FaceTime someone or go live and video the other one out and then edit. That's a good idea from Jenna.
Yeah.
I'm struggling big time with videos, Trish. I was so there too, Scott. Yeah, it's tough, right? Like, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at you. I know I'm trying to speak to the rest of the group too, so it just kind of flows out. But when you
Yeah.
have a script, because you want to make sure you hit point A, B, and C, and then that it flows the way you want it to, I almost get caught in my head a little bit there. But this morning, before I could even reach out to him, Mike reached out to me and
Oh,
started
nice.
sending a whole bunch of stuff and texting me. It was before the live, and I was already sitting in front of my computer. Like I had already given myself the pep talk. I got up this morning at 3:30 in the morning and did my 5K and ran hard because I'm like, whatever this nervous energy is that's fucking me over right
It's
now,
gotta
I'm
go.
gonna get rid of it.
Yes.
And then as soon as I was done that, still a sweaty mess, disgusting. I'm like, no shower time for this guy. Get upstairs, get to work. So I was just sitting down to start working on stuff, and he started texting me, and I'm like, this is perfect.
Good. Did that help?
It did help, and it just kind of reaffirmed what I already knew. I'm getting too much in my head. Who
Yeah.
cares? Just get it out. Get your first version out and then start getting feedback so then you can improve. But get something up so you can get the process moving
Yes.
sooner than later.
Yeah. And I agree wholeheartedly with that. If it's at 70 or 80%, Courtney and I had a chat about this today. But yeah, just get it up, man. When we get in, we've talked about that zone of perfection. It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be your perfect, right? Like just good enough for you.
Yeah. And so what I was trying to do last night was I was trying to film in front of my whiteboard like I showed you guys last night, right? And I was trying to do the talking head type of thing or, teaching kind of thing. And then I was like, no, you know what? For this first time, I'm just going to create a slide deck, do the screen capture video, and then just do it from there. So anyone that came and did the work with me live earlier today, that's what I was doing. Building out my slides. After I got off the live, shot it. Took me probably 10 tries, and then I realized I was doing it again. And I
Yeah.
just said, fuck it. And I just went for it. And so I got that done, sent it over to Mike, waiting for feedback. He said, you know what? That's great. You got it done your first one. That's the big win. So we'll
Yeah.
wait for feedback from him. And that's kind of where I'm at on that. But you got any questions about that, or anyone got any questions on how that went?
So we did talk a little bit about that, and you were going to share a link with me that I know will be helpful for me for sure, because there is an art to a VSL, whether you think it's just another video or you're creating content. It's a very important video.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a video that Mike put together on how to put together a VSL. So yeah, I think it's in the community. I think you shared it before, but for anyone that wants that video, just shoot me a DM and I can send you the link for the YouTube link that he's got for that. Just use bullet points. I don't do script well. Never sounds good. Yeah, that's from Mike.
Yeah,
10K. 12. Oh my
I'm shit
God.
with this script.
Did you see where we're at?
12.9 I got. Is that right?
13 now. You looked
13
away.
now. Holy shit, y'all are just beating that screen. I dig it. We're
Love
gonna
it.
have to
Thank
work in a screen replacement program here.
you. 20K in 24 minutes. That's what Ian's shooting for here. That is a crazy pace. I'm lucky if I'm under an hour. Okay, what do we got
This
here?
community, I tell you, man, it's built, and I love how everybody turns up. It makes this a lot of fun to do. So like, I dig it. I appreciate you guys.
So we're getting some people are getting confused with me running 5K versus where we're at with our likes, but I think we've got that figured out now.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're caught up. So if anyone has any questions, so I guess I talked about this afternoon on my Work With Me Live. So I don't have the Microsoft Office suite. So I just use go to your Google Drive and just use Google Slides. They're free, looks just as good. Don't need to get anything fancy. So that's what I use to create my presentation. Then I used Loom. So Mike talks a lot about Loom all the time. So Loom can act as a screen capture software. Got my mic all set up back here, sat down, went through it. Like I said, took me probably 10 takes, but it only took me less than an hour to actually get a copy that I was content with. So you turn on Loom. I spent probably half an hour kind of learning the ins and outs of Loom, and I'm still not super comfortable with it, but I got the job done. Recorded, sent it out to Mike. We'll see what he says about it when he gets a chance to look at it. So that's kind of how that all came together.
That's sweet. I actually really like Loom. I only started using it. Who was it? It might have been in the roadmap that introduced me to Loom.
Yeah.
Because Zach and Hannah use it quite a bit. So I started digging into it. It's a cheap membership that I have, and I love it. Like I think Loom is a wicked tool. For anybody out there that
It's
doesn't use it, check it out. It's awesome.
yeah, it's amazing. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, the other thing too, so logo, I think we landed on a logo, and I know I kind of talked to whoever was on the Work With Me live earlier today, but I told you guys last night that I would pull up the logos that I had professionally done by a freelance designer And then I was going to pull up the logos that our wonderful friend here, Courtney, made for me. And so I'll just show you guys. And so what I want to do is I'm going to show you the first two that I got from the professional designers. And then I'm going to show you the third one I'm going to show you is going to be the one that Courtney made for me. And I want you guys to tell me, do you like number one from the professional designer, number two from the professional designer, or do you like not three, but C? One, two, or C? Okay. So here we go.
I already got
Take you
my
off.
vote in there, and I'm going to share it with y'all after we get your take on it. But
I'm just going to take you guys off the tripod, flip my screen around here. Okay, so that's number one. If I were to select either of these two, that would probably be the one that I'd want from the air quote professional designer. I don't like the font though. It feels very like Tron to me. Here's the second one, which let's see if I can get that to there. That's probably a little bit better. But that one felt like I was like a hedge fund or a bank, like a
yes,
regional bank or something like that.
that's the
So
vibe that I get from that one.
so professional designer. Okay. Those are one, two, or C from Courtney. The one, the only.
Mel threw up a C pretty fast there.
One, two, or C.
I feel like this is going to be pretty unanimous. That number two there, Scott. Like I don't consider myself to be like an expert in branding and designing, but I feel like that one just screams like Manulife or like some type of broker firm or something. Like it's just that's the vibe that I get from two.
So Mel says the two first ones are it, and then apologized immediately for being harsh. No, that is accurate.
Yeah,
That is
that's
a fact.
accurate.
You're
Yeah.
just pointing out the facts. It's fine. I completely agree. I'm just scrolling back to see
The whole pile of C's, man.
whole pile of C's, whole pile of shit on one side, according to Mel, and then a whole pile of C's.
Yeah, see Heather's with me. A whole pile of C's. You want to hear a joke regarding the C? I got a joke for you. My son just told it to me today. So, what's a pirate's favorite letter? You'd think
Arr.
you'd think it'd be R, but it's the C. There you go.
That's pretty good.
So the C takes it. Unanimous. Courtney, hell of a job. You didn't have much to compete with there, but you nailed it. So I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it, Courtney. I shot you an email. I just got to figure out how to say thanks to Courtney and get the source files. But I guess long story short, or long story long, is logo's done. So I'm not worried about that now. We roll forward. That's going to be the logo. And that was kind of the big things from today. It was really a lot of getting ready for the VSL. So again, if we go back to last night where I said, "Hey, I'll help you guys with my, the script, the prompts, the what else did I say last night? Script, prompts,
Uh,
the
Script
video,
and
the
prompts for
video
sure.
itself, the video itself, and then like I'll share slides that I made. Like they're not fancy by any means. They're not branded. They're not I just went plain. Like, and that's what I'm realizing more and more. And we talk about this, I think, on every live cast is just stay simple. Keep it
Yeah,
simple.
that's it. Sounds so easy to do, but we're all guilty of like getting too deep. Like keeping it simple. It's the simplest tip in the world, but like, man, does it ever ring true? Like it's huge.
Almost at 20K. Like we're almost at 20K in just under like 25 minutes. That's pretty good.
It's got nothing to do with me or you, but just people that got our back, you know?
Love it. Love it. Okay, so that's kind of the update for today. The other thing that kind of came up for me, maybe just in the comment section below, and I know we're kind of at a split, but how many people were on Mike's live this morning? Just put me if you were in the live this morning in the comment section. Um, but he started talking about a little bit about what we talked about last night about the $7, a buyer is a buyer is a buyer, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So just for anyone that doesn't know necessarily what I'm talking about, it's and actually just a side note on the side note, Tamara just commented on a video I posted a while back this evening, and it was from Alex Hermosi, and he said, make sure you're talking to people that might be coming across you for the first time. Like any inside jokes, anything that needs context is going to make them feel uncomfortable when they come into your, whether it's a live or your content or whatever. So make sure, I think the ratio he talked about is like do a 3-to-1 ratio, three pieces of your content for new people that are just stumbling across you for the first time, and then
Okay.
one for your existing audience. But if you are going to talk about things that people might not know about, just make sure you help make that connection. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. So thank you for the reminder, Tamara.
That's
Um,
actually a really good rule of thumb to run off. I think like it's yeah, it makes perfect sense, and I respect that guy. He's I could talk for quite a while about him, but anyhow,
Not to mention, he's just got good hair,
he does have good hair, man.
like
He's
face
he.
hair, head
I
hair,
I
back
wonder if
hair.
anyone's approached him about some brand deals or like doing some advertising for a hair product. Like he could be the next Patrick Mahomes or Troy Polamalu. Like he's got something, and I'm surprised if it hasn't happened. And the beard too.
Oh yeah. Man, his shoulder hair is impressive. Like,
Head and shoulders.
yep. Oh, there you go.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, so for anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, where was I going? You totally threw me off with that head and shoulders. Like
Oh,
that was,
so Alex Hermosi and like running on like a 3-to-1 ratio for
but
newer folks.
it was before that.
Okay,
What were we talking
that's
about?
that,
Oh, the challenge. Okay, so couple of days ago when we were on these live casts, I was talking about putting together a 10-day go live challenge to help people with content suggestions. That's kind of evolved into content suggestion, technical tips, and mindset. So every day someone would get a probably an email or some sort of delivery that would tell you a mindset tip going live every day, a technical tip to consider. So, checking to make sure that you can hear the person on the other end before you go live, not continuing to show up and make sure that you can't. So a technical tip and then a content suggestion for people to consider when they go live, complete with like worksheets. So like if the content tip is, what did I tell you guys to do yesterday? What did I
well,
have?
the one here today that you just did a video on. Oh, so Courtney just jumped in here. Courtney, I appreciate you. She's fairly new in this space. I don't want to say new, but she has been doing an incredible job. She's a fellow Albertan, Scott, so we got another Albertan balancing things out here. So Courtney, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome.
so Scott, in the video that you did today, just like a little banner. that was really helpful for me because as I start to go live a lot more often, I feel like just to throw up an offer or just introduce yourself like you've been doing on your solo ones, and I there's a multitude of reasons that you can use that thing for, but just those little tips are something I'd struggle to figure out on my own. I'm not a tech savvy dude, right? We go over this on a daily basis, so that was a helpful one. No shit.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like if you look at your screen right now, it's like the perfect size to put a banner right above your head. It would block out that sign behind you.
Yeah, no,
But
you're right though.
but if you wanted to make an offer, say, pull a mic and say for today only, $67, this is what you get.
Yeah.
Boom. Everyone that comes in here is going to see that first thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like and I guarantee you, I couldn't be the only one that took something away from that. So those little technical tip videos are big too. Yeah,
Okay.
welcome
Over.
Courtney. Everybody welcome Courtney. So Courtney, a little backstory on our community here. We got a lot of Canadians and we got a couple just across the border. So welcome to the community, and these people are going to become your next family. So I'm glad you stopped in.
Thank you to everyone for helping us get over 20K. A few of them are just listening now while they were working so they could help us get to where we got to. So that's amazing. 21.2. Thank you for helping. That's a great reminder. You easily get caught in the convo not realizing it. Hairdressers, worst nightmare.
Courtney.
Courtney, love it. So kind of like pocket coaching. Let me get to that, Mel, because I'm going to take you there. Money
So
makeover.
quick question for Mel. You're new on the pocket coaching. What's your take on it so far, Mel? If you've been engaging in it already, I don't know if you are or you aren't, but I know I feel like you're gonna dig it. The pocket coaching approach for me was something new, and Mike's done probably more masterminds than I could even list, but I think he's picked up and he's got pocket coaching dialed in. Like it's a super helpful resource. Absolutely, I love it. Yeah, I dig the pocket coaching. It's awesome.
Yeah, and you nailed it, Ashby. Like, Mike is going to these high ticket events. He's rubbing elbows with people that have been doing this for 10, 15, 20 plus years. He's
His
learning
circle
a
is
bunch of stuff.
strong.
His circle's strong, and he's throwing that in as a 10 to 15-minute video to help you out every day. Like, why wouldn't you?
I thought it was like whatever. I can watch lots of videos on here. No, there ain't a video on here that competes, and the guy is just he's on another level. And that pocket coaching for anybody that's not familiar with it, yeah. And also he gets straight to the point. He's a no bullshit dude. He just like if you want to make money and you want to get it, let's get it. It's that simple. If you're
Yeah,
gonna work, I'm here and I'm ready to work. So
yeah, exactly. Okay, so yesterday, if we jump back, the content suggestions I was talking about. So if we go back to the 10-day challenge I'm talking about, so you'd get a mindset thing first, get your head right kind of thing. Technical, and a good example of something technical, I would probably talk about that banner you were talking about there today, Ashby. To me,
should,
that's a
yeah,
technical thing.
it
That's a
is,
technical
yeah.
thing.
Sorry,
And then,
Fred just jumped in. Sam just jumped in. Hey guys, how are you?
hey guys, hey Fred, hey Amy.
Mob man just swinging through. F them jobs, Freddy.
So, mindset, technical, and then content suggestion. So every day you'd get a content suggestion. So like yesterday, the content suggestion was, highlight situations where you saw growth from going live, or offer a strategy for talking about products and services on live. Ask what content they find most engaging. So engage your audience like that. So that is what I'm talking about. Every day that would come in, right? And
Yeah,
then each day I would go live to open the discussion and support for the challenge, for the people in the challenge.
oh really?
So
Okay.
at some point during the day, everyone that's included in the challenge would have the opportunity to come ask any questions, maybe have some hangups. If they're having a hang up and they just can't get the content right, say there's 14 people, since there's 14 people on this live, there's 14 people there. Okay, you're having a hard time. Trisha, you're having a hard time with your content tonight. Well, Ashby's here too. Why don't you guys go live together? Just have a conversation and follow the same framework. It might take the pressure off of the people that are feeling more nervous, more fearful for going live, right?
Sure.
Trisha's going
Yeah.
to take off. She's going to Mexico.
Oh, take me with you, Trisha. Can I meet up with you somewhere along the line? It's pretty bullshit weather over here. I wouldn't mind jumping out to Mexico for a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, Kim.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. So this is 10 days, you said?
It's going to be a 10-day challenge. Now, here, let me paint the kind of broader picture for you.
Please
okay?
do. Yeah, yeah.
So you come in, like, if we start thinking funnels again, right? And we start thinking about how do you nurture your audience to lead to a buyer, right? So people would come in, and when they enter the challenge, they're going to pay $7. Right away, they get access to the free community. So the free community is where you're going to push people for the daily postings, for potentially collaborations with people to go live, to take the pressure off of, all that kind of stuff, right? Once they push through to the end, that's when, like in my mind, you start talking about your version of pocket coaching, which would be a slight variation from what Mike's doing, but it would still be, okay, if you think, like, was this good to you? Yes. Did it help? Yes. Okay. If you're finding this helpful and you want to continue to get daily prompts on mindset, technical content, and all these other benefits, blah, 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 including exclusive interviews with, authorities in the space, have access to them, all these other trainings on the back end for less than $1 a day, blah, blah, blah.
Yes. Yeah, I
So
like this.
it's a pretty seamless transition to take them from the 10-day challenge that they paid $7 for to an MRR, not the typical MRR that's known in the space. The MRR is monthly reoccurring revenue.
Yes.
At less than $1 a day, to keep making it so simple that all they really got to do is just show up and they'll have it done.
Yeah, I think it's just maintenance at that point. Sorry, Kim said, hey Kim, if you're still kicking around in the room, I saw Christian dropped you a couple of gifts there. Christian, I think I came across in Mike's space there as well. So Christian, appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah, man, he's a hustler. He's going, he was live last night.
Okay, I'm just gonna drift here, but so are you gonna take like the membership approach then? You're gonna go for monthly recurring revenue. Is that gonna be sort of the path you're choosing?
Well, just like Mike always talks about, both. I'm still going to promote my core offer. I'm still going to drive people there.
Yeah.
But really, like, the way I see it is the challenge just extends for as long as they want because it was so beneficial for them. It takes the thinking out of it for them every day.
This is as seamless as you could set anything up, to be totally honest with you. I think that's a great game plan.
Yeah.
And then still you making your offers as you see fit in the meantime, right? If you choose to do that. Yeah.
Exactly. Like the other thing too that I was thinking about is like there's going to be lots of people that are uncomfortable going live. So I'll just go at it a different way than how Mike goes at it. But think about this for whatever you guys are doing. Like, is there a way for you to virtually or physically, if your business allows for it, but is there a way for you to show up and charge a premium? So what I mean by that is, if someone's still struggling because they're just really uncomfortable in front of a camera, for whatever that offer is, I choose to do that day on the daily live where I'm connecting with my audience and getting feedback. Hey, you know what? If you guys want a little bit more support, a little bit more hands-on, for $197, I'm going to come and be your co-pilot for the next 3 lives. We'll do it here over the next however long. Send me an email, Scott@monetizedlife.com. subject line. Just do it just like Mike.
Yeah, yeah,
And so you're offering that extra hands-on, just another service to provide.
yeah. Super valuable too. I mean, we touched on it a little bit yesterday, Scott, when we were just kind of bullshitting, but um, the value in lives, just this live TikTok live being available to absolutely anybody as soon as you hit the mark for whatever the followers is. I hear varying things, but for me, it was like when you get to 1,000 followers, you can jump on prior to 1,000 followers as a co-host if, like, say Scott were to invite you on. You just can't show video, you could do audio only, right? But this is a tool that when you look at content and lives, where for me I want to try to find that balance where I'm doing about 50-50, because I need to be extremely consistent with my content. I've been very focused on my business and building that, so my content's been slipping, but I'm going to make up for that in the coming days. My approach is going to change drastically, and that's for myself and my business, and I'm going to start pouring it into the people that I'm going to be working with. And it's just trying to find all that balance when you're in the new phase of your business. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's just something that overnight you just flip a switch, but you build and develop that over time and create a rock solid foundation that anybody in this space, I firmly believe, if you're willing to put in the work, you can do it. Like, I know for me, I said it before on this, and I was the only one standing in my way. So when I overcome that, like, the possibilities are truly endless.
Yep, I completely agree with that. Mel says, amazing. Do you doing think $47 is okay to charge for pocket coaching or go with 27? I mean, I'm just going on. I've learned it all from Mike. Mike says 27, but I think Mike would also say, try it, test it out, see what people say. I think I've heard him say over and over again, he just likes being able to say for less than $1 a day. Before Mike, I was charging 47. Personally, I think you have to decide if you want to be able to say under $1 a day. There you go. Just like Jenna said. I do like the under $1 a day. Same here. So much value said in 40 minutes. Well, thank you. I've been quiet, but coming back with more structured content.
That's
Yeah.
good to hear,
Well,
Mel.
and
I
once,
don't doubt it for a second. This is just part of the process, I think.
well, and I think once Mel gets dialed in on everything, gets the plan with Mike and everything, it's gonna even like
Oh
Mel
God.
6 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago, when I came on here, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. Zero. What did I say? 6 months? No, it hasn't even been that. Like
No, it
November, end
hasn't.
of November is when I started started actually doing TikTok, and I had no idea what I was doing. It wasn't until about 6 weeks ago that it started to kind of come together. Once I started paying attention to Mike and going with one message, this is something else that probably bears saying is there is a lot of places you can go to learn how to start a business online. There's a lot of different people that are talking about it. I think the more places you listen, the more convoluted it gets, and you start losing focus, which means you're going to start spinning your wheels more and more because you're going to see this item and you're going to put. Mike talks about it quite a bit. Sorry, Mike is Mike Gowans. He's a guy that a lot of us have been following recently. So,
Look, I don't want to barge in here, but I'm telling you, Courtney, I see where you are in your journey. And if you stumble across Mike Gowans, he goes live. You're in Alberta, I think. Just confirm that for me in the comments if you don't mind. But our time, he's usually on at 8 o'clock every morning, and that varies kind of within 15 minutes either way sometimes. But I will send you his live so that you can check it out. Yes, I am. Okay, I thought so. A fellow Albertan. I dig it. We're outnumbered by the Easterners here in this room, so it's good to have you here. But I'm gonna send you a link so that you can check him out, because I'm telling you, he's an absolute game changer. If he's your type of person and you kind of jive, like Scott, you were just saying, there's so many people in this space, and when you choose who it is that you want to listen to. So sorry to barge in on you, man. Go ahead.
no, it's all good. Bonnie is talking about meeting with Mike on the 22nd, and she's so excited to get started with my speed. Is it SPED or speed coaching online? The Yeah, Bonnie, you're gonna love it. Like I'm fortunate enough that I got in on a like one time amazing offer with Mike and I text him all day long. So it is amazing to be able to be tapped into someone like that and just continue to get direction whenever I need it. But what I was saying is if you guys can imagine, and this is something that goes back to my day job that I talk about all the time. If you guys can imagine that like a water pitcher or jug is filled with 100% of your energy or your time, whatever unit you want to use. You're only ever going to be able to use that much of the jug. So if you have one glass that, and the glass stands for the person that you're paying attention to, the methodology, the philosophy, whatever it is, you can keep pouring into it and keep pouring into it. But if you have 20 glasses around, you're never going to be able to fill it up. You're going to run out of your whatever's in your pitcher or your jug before you ever get full in any one glass. So think about that. Like you will never get more than 100% of your time or energy. And if you're spreading it all over the place, you're never going to see what you actually want to see in any one place.
That's actually a really good analogy, definitely. Because I was guilty of that when I first came on this space. I felt like my fucking head was going to explode, right? It's just coming at you from everywhere. And a lot of it contradictory, right? Like, it's not all the same message by any means. So, yeah, no, I dig that. Jeff, what's up, man? It's nice to have you here.
Yeah. You want to talk about mindset? That's a cat to go and follow.
You bet. He's a dog.
Yeah. Okay, we're getting towards the last quarter of the live cast for tonight. So, what else do we got to cover tonight, there, my man?
I don't know, just if anybody has any questions or anything you want to talk about. But sorry, special education coaching. That's Bonnie. Bonnie, are you? Is this your first time stumbling onto our cast? It's good to have you here. Maybe I missed it before, but appreciate you.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen Bonnie in here before, but
I'm
it's
not
great.
sure, but you're way better at keeping track of all this shit. I slip bad. If you weren't here, I don't know how I'm gonna go back to live and on my own without you, brother. I'm dicked. I don't know.
I'll come help you out, bud.
To do it, please. I'll pay the fee. I promise. I'm good for it. Put it on my tab.
Okay, deal. Okay, so let's transition into kind of what I've got working on for tomorrow then. So the one
Definitely.
thing about the VSL, so for anyone that's just kind of tuning in now, I talked about how I worked on my video sales letter for the business that I'm building today. I talked about the struggles I've had probably over the last 24 hours trying to get that pulled together. But what I need to do is I need to kind of film the pieces that I'm going to edit together on the front and back end. So I need to think about the hook. So for anyone that's not familiar with that term, that's just basically how you get people to pay attention in the first however many seconds so that you hook them in and they want to watch the rest of the video. My hook right now is not great. So I'm going to have to work on that. Waiting on the feedback from Mike on the video I sent to him, and we'll see what he says about my beginning of this video. I know it's not a hook, but he might just tell me to roll with it and then work on it as it's running.
See, and then maybe you just update it, Scott, because like anything we're finding on here, it's just getting them reps in, right? So anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. It's not like it's concrete and permanent, right? You can adjust on the fly.
Exactly. Like the text that he sent me is like, I told him, hey, I know it's not perfect, but I'm willing to roll forward with this one and we'll just get better as we go along. And he said, bang on. It's all about implementation, test, and then improve. So,
And you never know until you get it rolling, right? Like, so you just got to get to that point at the very least. Do a visual hook. Mel, maybe coming from a few of you ladies in this space, that's better visually. We don't show that well. I don't even know how you guys keep showing back up, but I dig it.
so to answer her question, no, I don't think I'll do a visual hook too much because it's basically like a talking screen, right? Like you don't even see my face because I haven't figured that part out of Loom yet.
Yeah.
You just hear
It's
my
funny.
voice talking and then my presentation and slides as I work through it. But so I've got to work on my hook and I've got to work on my call to action. So after they're done getting what they signed up for as a freebie, the transition into selling my core product, right? My
Yeah.
core program. But I also think that here over the next couple of days, I'm really going to be working hard on that 10-day challenge idea because I think that's going to be a very good offering for me.
Also a prime example of how it starts like just a bean and this just grew fast.
Yeah.
So I'm actually excited. I think that's a great offer. I think you're streamlining so well that it's coming out very organically, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost making it look too easy because it definitely, like, going back 6 months ago, it wasn't this fucking easy for me, for sure.
No. What do we got here? She's been in Mike's. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Bonnie's been in Mike's stuff all the time.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
see.
yeah. My first time getting to watch this long. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for hanging out. She said her call's on the 22nd. Do a visual hook. George Lucas said editing is never done, but at some point you have to get it out there. Yep.
Uh,
Unless,
he,
unless unless it has Jar Jar Binks in it, then it should probably never go to screen.
that is an excellent point, though, for sure. The editing never stops.
Yeah. Mike has changed his stuff 7 to 9 times in a month, and it keeps getting better. Exactly.
Yeah.
Scroll through IG for hook ideas because they're mostly text on screen, and you'll be able to see it. Yeah, that's a great idea, Courtney. Okay,
Yeah,
so
the
yeah,
faceless stuff on Instagram is really taken off. That seems to be the platform for all that. So yeah, you probably get a lot that are just like right in your face, just text on screen. Yeah.
there's definitely a market for that right now. But
Yeah.
so that's what I'm going to be working on tomorrow. Hook, call to action, challenge, and then wherever else Mike points me to. What are you working on?
For me, I was hung up on branding for a little while, and then I just kind of I find that I just got to trust my gut and go with it, and build on, just trust my own judgment and just say fuck it and go with it. So I am I kind of overcame that. I've been, more than anything, I've been connecting with this community, a lot of people in here, and um, it's been probably the most rewarding part of my last week here. It My content has suffered in the fact that, like, I don't have a ton of time right now. Like, between working on my email automation, so my email sequence, like, I'm up to like 60 days right now. So I've definitely been chipping away at that and really trying to, I want to apply the back end in a much more professional standpoint than I ever have before, because I it's not that I didn't know the value, like Mike's value train email sequence is um the biggest piece of this, where you cannot, I came into this space thinking that, like, the automation is there and that's great, but it's not that important. Like, as long as I get this listed in my stand store, then I'll just take it as it comes. And I came at this from a point, too many feelings and emotions involved in business. So I felt like I didn't want to have a squeeze page, because I feel like that's almost unfair, because I'm collecting emails and these people don't really know what they're seeing. So I wanted to be as upfront as possible. So say the roadmap, for example, when you're listing it in your stand store, I would rather break down every bit of information for everybody prior to collecting an email, but there is still a way to do that. So, anyways, I'm just kind of rambling, but like, when you bring that, the feelings and emotions into business, I have to remember. And Courtney's reminded me in the comments before, like, I wasn't comfortable, say on the topic of like an email a day for 30 days. I feel like that's coming on very strong, and I still hold that opinion, but I'm also gonna test. So for me myself, I need to test, and I'm just using it as an example because that's what I'm currently working on. But like sometimes it's stepping outside of that comfort zone because at the end of the day, this is a fucking business. I'm not out to hurt anyone's feelings or offend anybody, and if that's the case and they unsubscribe, well then that's part of the game too, right? But like I'm gonna start toying around with how to approach this. So this being a very pivotal time for me, I'm gonna try blending those two, and for me that looks like an email every 2 days. So I'm gonna start with that and see if I feel like that's too much. My analytics will tell me if people are dropping out or if they're clicking, and then I'll know where to go from there. But that's going to be my jump off point is an email every 2 days, and I still feel like that's coming on really strong. But at the end of the day, I'm in this space to make money. I'm not, and obviously to help people and stuff. But I definitely try to walk that line on a regular basis. Does that make sense at all? Like,
Well, I think like I'm going to jump back to Mike's live this morning, and it was Heather that actually asked a question that I think really applies to what you're talking about. And she said something to the effect of, I hate feeling salesy. Does it get better the longer you do it, or something to that effect, right?
yeah,
And you could see Mike's wheels turning as soon as he read that comment, and he said, all you got to do is just focus on providing value. And then he kind of went
yeah,
off his rants, and it's like I kind of see that as being very applicable to what you're saying here right now, Ashby. Is like, don't worry about how strong you're coming on. Worry about how much value you're providing in each of those emails. And if you don't feel like it's offering enough value that you would open it, then you probably got to spread them out a little bit more and squeeze the value out of three of them and put it into one.
for sure. No, and that's huge, man. I appreciate you sharing that and saying that. And like definitely, like I say, I'm kind of gonna try this out as a quote unquote test and then see where I want to kind of go from there. But I feel like I have the value in my emails. Like I read it and I'm comfortable with it, and then I move on to the next one. And my problem is I can go over that and I can let it sit and fester for a couple of days, and then I go back over it, and then I kind of want to start tweaking things. So I talk about it a lot, Scott. I'm a broken fucking record, but I gotta stop over analyzing and just kick it, you know?
Don't be me with a domain name. Don't be me with a domain name.
Or a VSL. But anything else?
Jeff says, Ashman, I see you get so much more comfortable even in the last month. Scott, you too. Thanks,
I
Jeff.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Jeff. Thank you, brother.
I'm going to use a tagging system to test groups for emails. That's from the one, the only Jenna, of course. Value
Of
training is a
course.
massive key to this. I'm back for the last few minutes. Trisha's all packed up, ready to go to Mexico.
Atta girl. Trisha, have a blast on your trip. We'll miss you. Hopefully, you can fill me in when you get back. I'm gonna send you a DM, Trisha, and we're gonna connect for sure.
Yeah. So we're down to the last 4 minutes. I don't think we're going to move into anything else at this point. Anyone's got any questions, comments, concerns? Do you guys have any suggestions for tomorrow that you want to see, what we should be bringing back to you guys? Let us know in the comments below, or shoot us, either one of us, a DM.
Definitely. Denise, sorry you just caught us at the very end, but hopefully you can stop by again. We always appreciate the new followers. So thanks for dropping in. You guys rock. You fucking rock, Mel. Appreciate you stopping in, sister. Get them kids to
Yeah,
bed.
there you go. Awesome. Okay. Thanks, guys. Money Makeover. Courtney, great to see you. Hopefully, we'll see you back here. We do this every night at around 5. So, bye, Mel. I love these lives because y'all just hang with me while I do stuff, cooking and keeping the brain moving. Night, boys.
That's that's how I use them too. A lot of times I'll just put on a live and just let her rip, and I'm getting shit done. So that's awesome. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Thanks for spending some time with us, and I look forward to the next one.
Good night. Well, let's let everyone have 2.5 minutes since I crushed the likes tonight.
Man, like I never paid much attention to this, but like these numbers are awesome, man. Just a wicked support here. Have a great night, Mark.
Yeah,
Like everybody here just connects on such a wicked level. I dig it. I appreciate everyone.
all good people. Okay, man.
Tomorrow
This
we'll
is
do
where
it
I leave
again,
you.
sir.
This
I'll
is
try
where I
to.
leave you.
Okay, no dad jokes tomorrow, I promise. But maybe I'll text you one later tonight.
I don't believe you for a second. There will be dead jokes tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, see you, Ernie.
Adios, sir.